G'day everyone, this is Nick here from Keg King, and I'm joined today by Pierre from Simple Homebrew. Pierre, how's it going?
I'm good, Nick. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. It's been a hot few days, so I think you've just poured yourself a nice frothy one. What are we
What I
drinking?
did? It's a
It's a
Kozel.
Cosell. Yeah, it's really
I
good
don't know. Is
brand.
that how you spell it? Yeah, it's a premium. It's a lager. I think it's about 3 point something percent. I'm not sure. Doesn't
Nice
actually
and
say it on the
easy.
bottle.
Nice and easy, and lawnmower beer, I guess you call it, right? Lawnmower
Yeah.
beer. So can you introduce your channel to us? Basically, we'll do these Keg King reviews where we talk to different reviewers who've received our products, sometimes given to us, sometimes purchased by themselves. And basically, after them using it for a while, we'll just have a quick chat and see how they feel about the products. I think it's very important for us to know what they feel like, but also for people out there when they're seeing videos of reviews, to know that people are actually using the products and how they feel about using it over a bit of time. So yeah, Pierre, what can you tell us about your channel?
Well, my channel is Simple Homebrew. Been around for 6 years now, I think. Geez, 6 years. And I started it because I wanted to learn how to brew because my daughter bought me a brew kit.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I might as well make videos doing it at the same time. And that's what I've done. So it's going really well. Got a lot of Patreons. I've got a lot of viewers and subscribers. So
Yep.
we're doing quite well with it. All I do is brew mostly extract brewing, a bit
Yep.
like this sort of stuff, and talk to my audience all the time.
Well, personally, I really appreciate your channel and also Little John's Brewing, which I'll be talking to very soon as well. Mostly because you're Australian based, you're Australians, and when you're part of the community here, you're trying to look for things that you can relate to. And I suppose if you live here, well, listening to you and John and different people, it's good because, well, it feels like you're part of that lifestyle here. So it's I really appreciate the channels. Some people will say, everyone has pros and cons about everything, but it's good. The more ideas and things there are there, the better it is for everyone, I think, instead of being one-minded. So it's really good that we have access to so many good channels.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Pierre, you were given to, we gave you a couple of pieces of equipment to review over the time. So I think we gave you a chubby, given you some jackets, 10-liter PT keg, a bunch of different small items. The main one being the Apollo snub nose. So first of all, which one do you use fairly frequently?
Well, I use the Apollo snub nose all the time for every
Yeah.
brew I do nearly.
Yeah.
Well, against the Apollo Titan, which is the stainless steel version of it, which is absolutely awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
The Apollo snub nose is just small, tiny, compact, goes in your little refrigerator. If you've got like I've got a Sterling refrigerator that I got from Aldi, and it fits in there perfectly, and it's adjustable for height too, which is really awesome. Yeah, it's one of those great little
Just
fermenters.
a good unit, yeah. So you've
Yeah,
used it. I think you were telling me you've used it for about 10, 15 times now.
I
10,
have.
15 brews. Yeah, that's quite a bit of beers. um, and interestingly enough, do you use it for both all grain or for kit and kilo as well?
I mostly now use it for kit and kilo. I use the Titan for all grain just to keep the light out. Even though you can keep the light out with the jacket that you guys provided, actually, with the Apollo, it works really well. But I use it for kit and kilo mostly, and wine. Would you believe?
Yeah, right. I didn't know you were making that much wine. Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I need to look at doing wine. I think people as the excise prices are going up, I think people will be looking at doing wine themselves a bit more as well.
Oh, yeah, it's
Old
getting more
tradition,
popular.
more popular. So with the snub nose, yeah, obviously it's a good unit. It's very solid. I think what I really like about it is really the just the shape is really good. That conical shape is really iconic. The plastic is very thick. Tell us what pieces, what part of it do you really appreciate that stands out to you?
Uh, the opening, the actual entry area on that thing is just phenomenal. You can fit your whole arm in there if you want to. Not that you should really scrub it in any way, but you need to get in there with a cloth every now and again. If you get your hand in there, it's so much better than a lot of others out there that you can't get your hand into. That's
Yeah,
what I love about it. It's basically the best part of it all.
for sure. I think it's the
Cleanliness.
best the best upgrade from the 35-liter we had back in the day. So I think that's
Oh yeah.
definitely it. but also the thermal well. I think a lot of people appreciate being able to
Yep.
put the temperature probe right in there. And that way you get a good reading. Now, obviously, it's not the beyond and all, because obviously, if you're having a fermentation chamber, you know what temperature you have in the chamber, which is good enough. But the fermenter, well, having the thermal well in there, it's always good, right?
Oh, it's great. Oh yeah, keep the temperature under control. Just in the fridge using. It's just great.
It's just
Basically,
great.
you can keep your yeah, you can just keep the temperature the same temperature all the time, and
Yeah.
your beers will be much more, I don't know, better tasting, better flavoring.
Just a bit more control, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you've purchased the Titan, which is the full stainless steel version of that unit. We did not provide that to you. So tell us a bit more the comparison between the two units. Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing about the Titan is it's exactly the same, basically, but a stainless steel version of it. What I like about it is light won't get in at all. And it can pressure ferment with a stainless steel fermenter, and that's what I want. Pressure fermentation is just the best way to go about brewing beer, in my opinion. Not in everybody's opinion, but in my opinion, I seem to get the best beers when I do that. The Titan, it's versatile. You can do stuff to it. Not that I have anything yet to add to it to make it more versatile for what I want to do, but looking forward to doing that in the future. But that is my go-to for nearly every all-grain beer that I do now.
Yeah, interesting. So for some people out there, and I guess for myself as well, is what I love about the snub nose is you can see through, so you're seeing the activity of the fermentation. So every now and then I'll go check on the beer and say, okay, I can see it's fermenting. Close the door of the fridge, right, and move on. How does it feel not being able to see that? You rely on the spinning valve, right?
Oh, really stressful, I can tell you. I did a I did a stout in it probably it would be about 3 weeks ago now, and it was vigorous. We had a hot day, and it just went crazy because I did it in my house. House was at 20 degrees, and then we had 40-degree days, 35, 40-degree days, and the house couldn't cool down any more than 23, and it went wild. And yeah, it was getting messy. That's the only thing I'm worried about is that.
Yeah, so you can't see, you can't really see what's happening. But I guess for the
No.
cleaning, right, you just chuck in some really, really hot water and scrub a bit, and you.
Oh, that's it.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And actually, did you know that the parts, so the plastic lid and the collar and everything, you can actually chuck everything in the dishwasher if you don't feel like scrubbing anything. They're dishwasher friendly, so you can put everything in the dishwasher and off you go. Let someone else do the work.
That's good to know. I don't own a dishwasher, so I never tried.
Well,
my wife.
People, don't say that. You'll get in trouble.
I'm joking. I do most of the dishes in the house.
Funny, I do the cooking, but it's one or the other usually.
Yeah, me
right?
too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's all right.
Recently you did just a small thing from moving on for the fermenters. You did a small video recently on how to fix a Keg King Series 4 fridge as well, and that was really a kegerator, right? So you changed the board. I think that was really, really handy for a lot of people out there. I think, how easy was it to change it for you?
I was stressing about doing it, thinking, this is going to be hard, and it wasn't. It was so easy. It took me maybe longer to video it than actually to do the job itself. The job itself was so easy. The biggest thing I found with you guys, I got an email from you guys saying that you would like the parts back to actually.
Yeah, I wanted to have a look at the parts. Yeah.
Which you get to see what went wrong or which one was the actual fault.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, to
fault.
see it's because it's a bit of an electrical board. I wanted to our engineers wanted to have a look at it and see if there was a pattern or something that could be replaced and upgraded for our premium fridge, which is now the 4-keg fridge. So you have the Series 4, which is a 3-keg fridge, and we have the 4-keg fridge. Wanting to make sure that when we move on with time, as everything goes on with time, right, you improve and upgrade. Just wanted to make sure that we could have a look at the parts and see how we could make them a bit better and the fridge more reliable in the process. Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense. It was great of you guys to actually send that to me and give me the insight on how to do that. It was quite good.
Yeah.
Worked out well. I thought I lost the fridge, but I didn't.
Most of the time, if you don't have power in the fridge, it's caused by the board. But sometimes you have other bigger issues. So, but in any case, I thought that was a really good video, and I appreciate you making that. Yeah.
Cheers.
In terms of brewing, obviously, due to the channel, you do a lot of different recipes, but do you have a go-to beer style that you really need to do all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two styles I like is stouts. I love stouts. I haven't made a great stout yet, and I've tasted many brilliant stouts out there. Would love to be able to do that, get a recipe that actually works really well. I'm working on one right now. It's absolutely gorgeous at the moment. The smell is beautiful. The texture, the tasting, it's just aging a little bit, so that'll be coming up soon in my channel. And any IPAs. I love any IPAs, which is more like fruit in a glass, basically.
So
it hides all the beery.
Yeah. Are we talking about old school IPA or sort of new stuff?
New stuff.
Yeah.
New stuff. Yeah.
Hazy and fruity.
Yeah, well, I didn't get into beer until 6 years ago. I never drank beer.
Huh.
I kind of did when I played a gig. Someone would say, "You're hot, you want a beer?" And that's when I had a beer. I never bothered with it before that. 2018 changed my whole mind on brewing. It's unreal. The ease of brewing these days is just immense because of you guys. Basically, you have invented these tools for brewers to actually brew better. It's unreal.
Thank you. Yeah, I
No
think
worries.
the team at that time put a lot of work into it, and we still do these days, and we leave the legacy of that and everything that comes from it. But I have to tell you, when you go to the pub these days and you have to pay $16, $17, $18 for a pint, there's no way people can live on that. I mean, unless you're in finance and you're making 200, 300K a year, it makes no sense to spend $18 on a pint. I mean,
no
extract,
way.
you can get good solid extract beer for just almost the price of that, right? It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I know.
It's just weird. The shock for me was you probably know I play in bands. When we play in a band, we get beer for free. They just hand it to you over the counter, and you don't know how much it costs.
Yeah.
When COVID hit, there was no band anymore, so I went to a pub, bought a beer. I went, what? How does this cost so much? And it was just a shock. So I really appreciate learning this sort of skill and making stuff I like too. So it's good.
Yeah, if we can backtrack very quickly on the fact that you're using Apollo and the PET stuff with extract. Obviously the PET stuff doesn't like things above about 40 degrees Celsius. How do you cope with that? How is your process different?
I mix all the stuff in another bucket first, or in a stainless steel container that I've got with hot water. Mix it up and make it all soft, and then pour it in on top of cold water when I do it. That's how I keep it going and stop it from melting the actual fermenter, which I have melted a fermenter before.
I think everyone has done something to one of them at some point. If you use them long enough, you know how it is, right? If you use something long enough, often enough, then you'll have a problem.
Something's
with it
going to
at some
happen.
point. Absolutely, it's part of the parcel for me. But you also have a couple of PET kegs, 20-liter PET kegs.
Oh, I do. There's one right here.
Yeah. Do you use them a bit, or how's that feeling?
Actually, no, I don't. No. I've had some. It's probably not the kegs, to tell you the truth, but I've had some issues with them.
Yeah.
The issues are if I use a stainless steel keg, which is the corny kegs that I use. Sorry, the corny kegs seem to reduce, or you don't get as much oxidizing in the actual corny kegs. I seem to get these beers don't last as long in these that I'm finding. And I don't know if it's what I'm doing wrong or if it's something to do with the material, or I really don't know.
Yeah,
and I guess you would be able to answer that.
Yeah, that's a very interesting discussion, because we got a liquor license now, so we started selling beer in our PET kegs, and we're selling Stomping Ground and Two Brothers and other different brands of very well-known craft beers here in Melbourne. And the beer has been spot on, so I'm not sure how that would impact your brews, but it's always good to reflect on things and see if we are still doing the right thing and the best thing possible. But we haven't really had that, because those kegs have a oxygen scavenger component to it. Basically, what it does is it will prevent oxygen from getting into the beer, and also it's fully light proof and everything. So I'm not sure what could happen there.
Look, it could be Could be me. I don't drink my beers very quickly, and a lot of them I recycle. It could be that it's been sitting in the kegerator for 3 months before I even get to it. So I don't know, really.
I wonder if it's purging process, which maybe is different on a PT keg, where you just go a bit more soft, instead of going really full blast on a keg.
You could be right. Yeah, you could be right.
Could be one of those.
Definitely would be something I'm doing, I'm sure. But
Well,
I've just been paranoid using it. That's all.
Oh,
But I will be in the future.
give it another go. Or what people do actually is they use it for their seltzers, or what have people been doing? Mixed cocktails as well, right? You mix a bit of JD and Coke or something, or CC and Dry, and people
That
love
was my next plan. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my next plan. Sorry, I've got a rum I've made, a spiced rum.
Yeah.
And I'm going to mix it in this with Coke and fizz it up, see how it goes. It's going to be beautiful.
That's exactly how I use the 10-liter versions of that, because 20 is a bit too much, but 10 liters are pretty good for that. So I have.
Oh, they are. I've got one of them.
Yeah.
That I use. I take to. It's full of stuff at the moment, but this one.
Yep.
You take camping.
Yeah.
Fizz it up, pressurize it, take it camping, and it's great. I don't have any problems with it. I fill it up before I go.
It
works
should
really
fit
well.
in lots of different eskies, right? Is that how you put it in an esky, or is that in a
fridge?
Yeah.
I have a fridge. I put it in the fridge in the car, and it works really well.
Wonderful.
Yes.
No, just the camping part of it is really good, because a lot of people come to us and say, hey, this feels a bit big or whatever, but they actually fit in the eskies, right?
They do. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And then just use a Bronco tap or a picnic tap, whatever.
That's right. Exactly. Yep. I pressurize it. I don't actually take a gas with me, and it seems to go. Sometimes you got to squeeze it out a little bit, but it works.
You shake it a little bit. You shake it a little bit to release the head, right?
Get it pressurized again. Yeah.
Old school.
It works really well.
Well, it's better than taking a big gas cylinder with you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Just going back.
You're talking about. Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, sorry. With the Apollo snub nose, there's something else I like about it is the cage it sits on, the stand. I like the idea of it. Just to give you an idea, you obviously know about it. You can flip it over and get yourself a smaller footprint on a unit and fit it in smaller spaces, and maybe double deck them in a fridge that's capable of doing that and have two. I love that idea. I think that's a great thing.
Yeah, and it's good because then that stand is the same. I think we can see it on both sides of me, left and right. The stand actually is reversible for that reason. Is you can actually put some wheels on them, and it's good for the 60-liter version of it. Obviously, it's not really popular out there to use a 60-liter fermenter. You can do three kegs in it, or just about 3 kegs. But people find that they don't want to drink 3 kegs of the same beer often enough. They're happy to just mix it up and do a different brew every now and then. So I guess that's why. Also, we can see the Unitank now on my left-hand side, but the Unitank is, again, not as popular. I guess people don't worry too much about the yeast cake anymore, right? It used to be a thing,
that's right.
but really it's not that bad, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's accessible nowadays. You don't have to worry about it as much. I don't think so anyway.
I just usually reuse the same yeast cake at least once or twice anyway. So.
Oh, do you? Yeah, okay.
As long as you don't dry hop, it's fine.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for instance, if you're doing that stout, you should be able to extract it or keg it, right, and then put another stout on top, and then just don't even need to repeat. You're good to go.
You know, I probably should have done that. I thought about it when I was emptying it out. I thought I could reuse this, and I've chucked this one on top of it and see how that went.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you do?
Well, some of us have actually tried different things. So if you do a wheat beer, like a German wheat beer, right, and then you put a normal pale ale on top, and so just have a different flavor profile. So you have a wheat beer yeast cake with a pale ale, just to experiment. I mean, at the end of the day, it's homebrewing, right? You want to experiment, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. I get a flack for what I experiment with as well sometimes. And you can't do that. Well, I did, and it worked. Sometimes it happens.
That's right. And it's the whole point of doing it at home is you do whatever. You do the same for food, I'm sure, at home. You try different things.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With the snub nose, what I wanted to ask you is there anything you would like to see change, or you, after using it, you're thinking, oh, it's not, this is a bit odd, but I can live with it?
Well, not a lot. You guys have done it well. I think this unit really works well for anything you do. There is something I saw, and now cooling outside using glycol. I don't use glycol yet,
Yeah.
but cooling it using glycol would be an option, or should be an option. Basically, putting a lid on, put a little glycol, whatever they are. Sorry, I haven't done it before, so I don't know much about it, but I'd like to be able to try to do that one day.
We
So,
we have both, the cooling coils that can go inside, so you drill in the lid and you can put the cooling coil, or we have a jacket that goes around the fermenter, and the jacket is flexible. It's not designed for that fermenter, it's designed for most fermenters. So you can actually wrap it around heaps of different fermenter, and there's different sizes, which is really good.
okay.
That's been extremely popular. We ran out of it very quickly, so now we're moving on to the second generation of jackets. So yeah, the glycol units are very good for that purpose. Is you don't need the space of a fridge, and yeah, just a different approach to brewing, I guess, because not everyone wants to have 2 or 3 different fridges in the garage, and I guess sometimes you're fermenting, but then you have a lagering fridge, right? So you need to have the space, right?
Exactly, and that's what happens is the fridge has got a beer fermenting away. It might be there for a month or 2, depending on what you're doing. You need something like that. I put it in my house like that. The stout I did, I would have liked to have been able to control that temperature better, and that's probably a perfect option for it. Isn't it like a belt, is it, that goes around it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like a belt.
Yep.
Think about it like a heat belt, but much longer and wider and everything. So it goes all around it, and the glycol is pumped throughout the jacket, and it will regulate from the inside in.
What a good idea.
Yeah, and it
you
works
guys are with it
well.
all the time.
Yeah, I think we're getting to a point where we should have all the products we want to have to provide the good brewing experience to people out there, and we probably should really just be more sniping in terms of the products we want to release and go for that specific product, and just not have as many new products as possible, just really good products that are useful, right? And a good price point. Obviously, I know that we're a lot of the time we're a bit higher on the pricing, but that's because we want to provide quality stuff, and that has a cost. So just like the snub nose, right? The snub nose, I think, is currently at 105, and it comes with everything out of the box. But you know, you've used it about 10, 15 times. I use it all the time, and honestly, like when you look at the cost and go, hey, this cost me, if I use it over 12 months, once a month, it's essentially $10 a month, right?
It is. Yeah. You're saving so much money.
It's especially if you do extract.
It's great. Well, you can't get a better beer than pressure fermenting it. Look, again, it's my opinion. I have to say that because people don't like that. I think that pressure fermenting really helps with flavor control, with aroma control.
Yeah,
you can really control that smell, that taste, and you can get rid of all those off flavors by fermenting under pressure. And these things just do the job perfectly, I think.
Do you do the stouts under pressure as well?
I did the last one, yes.
Yeah, interesting. Because I usually do only anything that is hoppy under pressure, but then whatever doesn't need to be hoppy, I don't do it under pressure.
Oh yeah, to keep the flavors in. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm curious about the stout. I have to try.
Well, this stout had a lot of flavors in it. It had a lot of like cinnamon, spices and things like that put into it. Little bits and pieces of wood flavoring and things like that. And I wanted to try and keep that in there. And I don't know if it's going to work or not, but it probably will. I might have to add some things to it later.
Just need to try and see what happens, right?
Exactly.
That's just how it works. All right, Pierre, well, thank you for joining me for this chat. Where can we find you? It's on YouTube, Simple Homebrew.
Yes, I have a Simple Homebrew group on Facebook as well, which has about 5,000 members. Simple Homebrew is on Facebook and YouTube, sorry, and that has about 5,000 subscribers at the moment, so it's going really well. Yeah, nice and easy. Just say @Simple Homebrew and you'll find it.
We'll find you. Are you on Instagram as well, or are you staying away from this?
I'm on. It's not under Simple Homebrew on Instagram. It's under my personal name on Instagram, but it is there. I post everything Simple Homebrew related to that Instagram account. Excellent. So you'll find it. Just type Simple Homebrew.
Excellent. Well, we'll share that with everyone, and they can find you and subscribe and show some love to everyone out there.
Awesome.
And what did I want lastly? Of course, if you're around Melbourne, you're always welcome in for a chat. You've been here before. I think we showed you
Yes.
the factory and everything, which is always
Oh yeah.
people to see. But you're always welcome. And you know, the next start you're doing, or the one that's currently drinking, send us a bottle. I'd love to try that.
Okay, I can do that. Yeah, no problem at all.
We'll organize that
We'll
and
do.
try some of your stout and see how how's that going.
We'll do. Once it's ready, I'll send a couple of bottles to you guys, or even bring it down to you. I don't mind
Oh,
either
bring
way.
it down. Just bring it down. Drink it
Yeah.
with us. Have a chat.
Yes. Yeah, perfect.
Excellent. All right, thanks, Pierre. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers,
And all the
Nico.
best. Take care. Cheers.
Appreciate it.